Hey, I'm Coach Kozak from HASfit, here today to bring you another free professional workout routine. When I'm all done demonstrating the workout, make sure you click the link in the video description. It'll shoot you over to HASfit's website where we have the workout instructions. Alright, let's get this thing started. A dumbbell Bulgarian split squat is an excellent unilateral strength exercise. So starting with our two dumbbells, we're going to need either a bench or a box, anything between the height of 12 to 24 inches high. We're going to put our back foot up on the bench. Now you can either use the front of your foot or the ball of your foot. It's really just a personal preference of what you feel most comfortable with. So next we're going to drop straight down until our front knee is at a 90-degree angle and back up. All the way down, all the way up, keeping our balance and our shoulders square. Make sure that you don't have your foot too close to the bench so that when you come down, your knee goes over your foot. You want to make sure that you keep a nice 90-degree angle at that knee. When you're all done on one leg, go ahead and take your foot, place it directly next to your other foot so that we keep it the same distance on each side. All the way up and all the way down. That's a dumbbell Bulgarian split squat. An abductor lateral shuffle is a great exercise for your lower body, and it really focuses on your abductors and your medial glutes. So for this one, I'm going to use a double mini band that I'm going to double up. But depending on what type of band you have access to, you may need to resize it or tie it. So your ultimate goal is to get the band about shoulder width. So I'm going to step into my band. I'm going to place the band just above my knees on my quadriceps, and I'm going to start with my feet wide enough where I can feel the band working against me and trying to force my knees in. We're going to fight out and keep your knees out the whole time. I'm sitting back with the weight in my hips, and now I'm going to take lateral steps, keeping that constant tension on the band. I don't want you to take such big steps where you release that tension, but instead we're just taking little steps, keeping that tension the entire time, and you feel that band forcing against you, but you're keeping those knees out and you're not letting that band win. You're not letting that band force your knees in. Also, I want you to note that I'm standing nice and low the entire time. I'm not standing up, but I'm keeping the weight in my hips. So I'm sitting back the entire exercise. This is an abductor lateral shuffle. A Swiss ball hip up will really work your posterior chain, which is your hamstrings, your glutes, and your lower back. We just need a mat and a Swiss ball. I'm going to lie flat on my back with this ball by my feet. I'm going to place both of my heels on the ball with my knees at about a 90-degree angle and my hands out to my sides. So this one does require a little bit of balance. We're going to press off of our heels, bring our hips up, and flexing our hamstrings and our glutes at the top of the exercise. Trying your best not to put all the strain on your lower back, but really forcing your glutes and your hamstrings to do the work. Control both ends of the exercise, both the press and the lowering phase back to the ground. That's a Swiss ball hip up. A barbell stiff leg deadlift is a great strength exercise for your entire posterior chain, your hamstrings, your butt, your glutes, and your back, and it also really helps to work on your flexibility. So what I did is I set up this bar on a bench, and you could also set it up on a box. And the purpose of doing it elevated is if I was just doing this on the ground, once I got to about here, the plates would hit on each side and I wouldn't be able to go any further down. But when you're elevated, it allows the plates to go all the way down past the bench. Now if you're only using the bar for this exercise, or very minimal weight, then it doesn't make much sense to do it elevated. So I'm going to put a little bend in my knees, the weight goes back in my butt, and as you've seen in my elevated around just my normal stiff leg deadlift video, it's all about putting the weight in your hips. A little bend in the knee to start, and it's all in your hips. Hips back, hips forward. Now what I'm not going to do is hyperextend at my knees, but instead you want to start with a little bend and keep that same bend in your knees throughout the entire movement. So grab it, you can either grab with an alternating grip or a double overhand. It doesn't really matter on this one. It's starting straight up. Weight goes back to my butt, get full range of motion. Keep my head up, will really help me keep my back nice and straight. Notice you have to do a few of these, and your flexibility will start to improve. You'll be able to go a little further down. So it's butt back, and then hips and butt forward, standing up big and tall, up at the top. Set the bar down to finish, and that's your elevated stiff leg deadlift. The kettlebell swing to parallel requires one kettlebell. We're going to get our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and just a slight pointing of our toes outwards. We're going to start with a little bend in our knee. Now it's butt back, butt forward. This entire time, I want you to keep your head up, and this entire movement is done with your hips. The arms are just along for the ride. The power in our hips is going to project the kettlebell straight up. It's not a squat down, squat up. It's butt back, butt forward. There is a difference. Your back straight and your head up through the entire movement. That's the kettlebell swing. Thanks for working out with me today. Make sure you click the link in the video description. It'll shoot you over to HASfit's website where we have the workout instructions. If you enjoyed this workout, make sure you check out HASfit's website where we have hundreds of additional free workouts. We have your free meal plans to lose or gain weight, as well as our complete 30 to 90 day fitness programs. All there, all for free, just for you. Please do me a favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It'll really help keep this great service free. Like us on our Facebook fan page or follow us on Twitter. We'll send you the best daily motivation. And while you're at it, stop by our store, pick up a poster or a t-shirt, whatever it takes to help you stay motivated and on track. I'm Coach Kozak from HASfit, and I'll see you at your next workout.